Dear students, yesterday we started studying about insurance, and especially in yesterday's class we saw the meaning and definition of insurance, and we understood that insurance is one of the important aspect in the risk management. So there are various parties are there that we have studied, insurer and insured. So insurer is one who is assuring to pay the losses, and insured is paying a small amount of the loss that is expected as a premium. I hope this much you have understood. So that is insurance. Insurance is a basic contract between the insurer and the insured to compensate the losses that occurs on the basis of the payment of the premium paid by the insured. I hope that you have understood the concept of insurance. And after that, yesterday I had just started telling you something about the basic characteristics of insurance. And there are so many characteristics of insurance which I am not going to touch, but there are four very basic characteristics of the insurance. So besides this, there are so many insurance characteristics of insurance which you can find if you open the Google. But these are the very prime. You cannot leave it because these characteristics which form the insurance. So one is pooling of losses. Second one is payment of fortuitous losses, risk transfer, and indemnification. So I hope you have understand. You understand the words fortuitous, chances of occurring the losses, chances of occurring this is, and indemnification is compensating the losses. So I hope now you have got the clarity. Now let's go in detail one after the another the concept. So pooling of losses. Pooling or the sharing of losses is the heart of insurance. Pooling is very important for the insurance. See, insurance how it does. It is not a charity. It is collecting from somebody and giving to somebody. So, you are paying the premium thinking that they will give you lump sum money when you are occurring a loss. Yes, they are giving you a lump sum money, half. They are collecting premiums from everybody, and for everybody, loss doesn't occur. So they are pulling from everybody, collecting a sum of little of sum from everybody, so that they have a huge amount. And not only that, that huge amount what the insurance company collects, that they will invest in others. Therefore, the risk that is there for everybody is pooled together. Now, one example I will be giving here, health insurance. Now, in the health insurance, you know you are paying just 100 rupees, but it will cover almost to 1 lakh or 2 lakh. It depends upon the policy that you are opting for. So now if you have opted a big policy like 200 and all, 2 lakhs, then the amount may be also more, 1000, 2000, something like that. But that amount what you have paid is lost. If you are sick, then your bill will be paid. If you are not sick, then that bill will not be paid. Amount also will not be given back. So what happened is insurance company what collected from you will be giving to those who have incurred the loss. So I hope you understand. Pooling is the spreading of losses incurred by the few over the entire group. Spreading of the losses incurred by the few over the entire group means loss was incurred by few, but that loss was paid by everybody, entire group. That's what the speciality of insurance. So that in the process, average loss is substituted for actual loss. Now, in addition, pooling involves the grouping of a large number of exposure units so that the law of a large numbers can operate to provide a substantial accurate prediction of future losses. See, another requirement is there when you are pooling large number of exposure units. So there is only few 10 people come and make you a health insurance. Then if everybody becomes sick, then insurance company will not be able to run their business. What's more requirement is a large number of exposure, pooling of the risks of the large number of the exposure units. Ideally, there should be a large number of similar but not necessarily identical exposure units that are subject to the same perils, to the same causes of the losses. That style of the loss sometimes need not be. Now in the health insurance, all need not be what you call adults only. Children, adults, women, everybody will come. So that's what the speciality is. Some insurances are only for a particular group, okay, but what you call, sometimes they are not what you call similar but identical, but the ideology is same, collecting the money from everybody for the payment of the losses incurred by the few, so that loss is shared by everybody. Thus pooling implies the sharing of losses by the entire group. I hope you understand now. The sharing of losses by the entire group, loss is shared by entire group. Then prediction of future losses with some accuracy based on the law of large numbers. Prediction of future losses, what is going to happen in the future loss, so with some accuracy, so this much loss may happen, so it should be exact. Now in the car they will be fixed, this much amount only will be paid. Now even life insurances, they will be restricting the amount, the end amount is fixed 2 lakhs, so or 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs, like that. It will not go more than that. So that way they will fix it. So the with some accuracy based on the law of large numbers. So I hope you understand what is the pooling of the losses. So let's go to the second characteristics, that is the payment of fortuitous losses. A fortuitous loss is one that is unforeseen and unexpected by the insured and occurs as a result of chance. In other words, the loss must be accidental. So if you are clear that this much of the loss will occur, then there is nothing of called insurance for that. Now you have purchased a computer and you are aware that this computer will be used only for 10 years. After the 10 years, I may not be able to use. So after the 10 years, you are making a insurance for 10 years. So that will not work out. So fortuitous means unfortunate losses. So uncertainty is there of the future. You are not sure what is happening. The chances of occurring the loss, you don't know. So it is unforeseen. If you are foreseen, then you can do other methods, or you can avoid the risk and all. So other risk control techniques are there. So loss should be unforeseen and unexpected. If you are expected, then it is a wrong. Now you see, if you are sure that your health is lost, for example, now you are diagnosed as a cancer, then you are going for a health insurance, then the insurance will be checking when you are exactly actually diagnosed, that way. So because you are sure that you are going to have a losses, such is not in the insurance. The loss should be because of the chance, and it should be of the accidental. The law of large numbers is based on the assumption that losses are accidental and occur randomly. Occur randomly means, so if the losses occurs for everybody, then there is no meaning of having the insurances. For example, now in some cases, if the pandemic comes and it will go to everybody, then pandemic or even the epidemics, so in such cases the insurance companies will not come forward to pay for such things, because everybody is getting losses. So now even in the health insurances and all, many way have not paid for the corona diseases, because for others they have other diseases they have paid, because it's a pandemic. So if it is a loss occurs to everybody, it is not. So it is assumed that occur randomly to a few people in a what you call not exactly known to whom it will happen loss. So for example, a person may slip on an icy sidewalk, means slips and falls and breaks a leg. The loss would be fortuitous, because you don't know when you will fall and when you will go to hospital, and you have to incur a loss of the physical damages. So you are not aware of that. So the such kind of the losses would be called as a fortuitous losses. Next, risk transfer. So this is a third characteristics. Risk transfer is another essential element of insurance. With the exception of self insurance, a true insurance plan always involves risk transfer. So, except with the self insurance means you are making a insurance facility by yourself. Such is not what you call transferring the risk to others, because you are keeping the risk with yourself with some money what you are storing, with that only you are covering. Otherwise, a true insurance plan always involves risk transfer, because the risk that what you are going to incur is transferred to somebody else. That is the insurer. That is the insurance company. So now if you take example of the health insurance, there is a risk of the health get you are becoming a sick, and in such cases what happens is that risk is given to the company, and if you become sick, then the company will make you the payment of your medical charges. So this way it is transferred to someone else. Risk transfer means that a pure risk is transferred from the insured to the insurer, who typically is in a stronger financial position to pay the loss than the insured. So the financial position of the insurer is stronger than the insured. How? Because he has collected from many, and he has pulled the risk of the many. Because of that, he is able to do that. From the viewpoint of the individual, pure risks that are typically transferred to insurers include the risk of premature death, excessive longevity, poor health, disability, destruction, and theft of property and personal ability lawsuits. Here it is given what all kinds of the risk that you can transfer, or usually people may transfer your premature death risk. So risk is not for that person, he is dead and gone, but the risk to the other people with whom they are living, if he is a sole breadwinner. So poor health, absolutely health insurance is taking care of that. Disability, if you become handicapped and all. Then destruction, so of the property, theft of the property, personal liability suits, all those things will occur. So this risk will be transferred to the other people. Then indemnification. This is called compensating the loss that has occurred. So indemnification means that the insured is restored to his or her approximate financial position prior to the occurrence of the loss. So insured, the person who has made the insurance policy, is restored his or her approximate financial position. So what loss that he has incurred according to the agreement. So there is always, as I said, limits will be kept of the payments of the losses. You may incur huge losses, but a certain amount, all will not be given, but the certain amount that which fixed approximate financial position prior to the occurrence of the loss will be compensated. That's called the indemnification. Thus, if your home burns in a fire, a homeowner's policy will indemnify you or restore you to your previous position. In the same way, if you are sued because of the negligent operation of an automobile, your auto liability insurance policy will pay those sums that you are legally obligated to pay. So, not all the amount. So, if you have made any careless damages, then that will not be paid. So, it should be actual exact accidental loss. Similarly, if you become seriously disabled, a disability income insurance policy will restore at least a part of the lost wages. So, a part of the lost wages will be paid through the insurances. So, these are the characteristics of the insurances. As I have said, this is what you call, you have seen pooling of losses, payment of fortuitous losses, risk transfer, and indemnification. I hope that you have understood, and it's very important the characteristics of the insurance, and it's very basic part of the insurance, because you should to know what insurance is, so you should know the characteristics of insurance. I hope now you understand. So this is what the insurance is. So, in the coming classes, let's explain the functions of insurance. Thank you.